Drea O.
Drea O.
Drea O.
Drea O.
Drea O.
I'm from Chicago and
I'm with Drea O right now.
Drea O.
Drea O.
Beautiful Drea O.
I'm with my girl Drea O.
And she everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go. It's crazy.
The paperwork that I'm speaking on, because of the initially you all people didn't want to believe that, you know, Bubby shot his brother and Dale had something to do with it. So the paperwork that I'm speaking on is that paperwork. And in that paperwork, Dale had to speak to the cops. And in that paperwork, Dale told on Bubby. And Dale not only told on Bubby, yes, that's in the paperwork. It's on the internet. It's in the paperwork. And he told the cops that not only, you know, did he do it, but if his son didn't turn himself in, that he would get him, he would turn him in himself. If that made any sense, he would bring him in. So that's in the paperwork. So a lot of people, when I dropped the whole video about Dale having something to do with the death of his son, people were looking at me like I was crazy. But people, here's the thing, I dropped that video because my source told me that he had something to do with it before the paperwork dropped. So they told me he had something to do with it. I dropped the video, and then a couple weeks later, they come out with the paperwork confirming the story. So that was the video number 2 that I was speaking on. Now, yesterday I was in the truck minding my business, and the same individual told me about the whole FBI CPD getting Dale's phone records. Now, I would not believe this individual, because the same individual, they was like, if you don't believe me, just call the man's mother. And I had Shawty's mother's number for like a month. But who wants to call and be like, hey, did your baby daddy really kill your son? Like, I mean, I got a heart. I didn't want to do that. But see, like, I'm making these videos and I'm like, damn, like, because I want to be wrong. Like, I want the woman to be like, I lied. Like, seriously, I would love to be wrong about this situation. I want to be freaking right. So I'm like, I got to call this number. Because, like, at this time, like, I'm like, man, my mad playing tricks on me, like I'm tripping, you know? So I'm like, I got to call this number. So I call the number and I'm thinking that I'm going to get 1-800-Dominoes. And it turns out it's really this man's mother. And, you know, her words were this. She goes, you might be adding a little extra sauce to it, but the foundation of your videos are correct. I don't care about the internet, and I don't want to do any interviews because there's no amount of interviews that'll ever get my son back. So this is what she told to me. You know, I love my mother. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it broke my heart when she told me that. So yeah, I love Dale, but what do you all want me to do? Like, that's that man's mother. It took her 9 months to get that man in the world, and then to die over some stupid behavior. So yeah,
basically, sorry, go.
Yeah, y'all might think I'm going a little hard, but like, what am I supposed to do?
So basically, Fat Shorty's mom, which is the baby mom of Big Del, they share a child together, confirmed that everything that you're saying is true. The
woman said that I may be over saucing it a little bit. These are her words. I think she meant about the whole 90 grand and the 3 pounds of weed.
Okay, so that's not true.
Remember, I made the video about the 90 grand and the 3 pounds of weed. Keep in mind, that's not my only source. Like, so I'm getting information and I'm hearing I got 3 different people. So if 3 different people are telling me like the same story, you know what I'm saying? Like,
because that story is so similar to what they said Cash did when Duck died. They said that he went and stole money out of Duck's safe while Duck was in the hospital. And then so basically the second narrative is that Cash stole money while Fat Shorty was in the hospital. So it's like, these stories sound so similar that I can believe they're, you know, it's telephone. Like, people are just probably making stuff up. But So are you saying that is the sauce? So you're not sure about that part, but
I'm
the
not.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the 90 gram. But see, here's the thing: people told me 3 pounds of weed. The streets talk, but information gets construed. I think people meant to say 3 grand and a pound of weed. You get what I'm saying? Because this is what they're the source. This is what Shawty's people are saying now. Like the streets told me the 90 grand and the 3 pounds of weed. Shawty people was telling me 3K and the pound of weed. So like you can whisper something to somebody and the information gets mixed up. I'm not saying I'm 1,000% right on every single detail, but the foundation of my story is that according to the paperwork, Dale has something to do with the death of Fat Shawty, and my hunch is telling me that he has something to do with the death of Cash, and the family of Shawty is telling me that my hunch is right, and they're telling me that they have phone records proving it. So when O-Block gets indicted, Lashina say they're gonna get a second indictment. If they get indicted and these phone records come out, then this is gonna come out.
How are you able to confirm that they have his phone records? Like, and how was the person, your source, telling, like, what is the details behind the phone records? And how did they know? Because, for instance, when Diddy's house got raided, nobody knew that was going to happen. Usually when RICOs come down or raids happen, nobody knows unless you're getting a tip from like the FBI or inside source. So how are these details being leaked, basically?
Because the source is family. A lot of people don't realize that Dale knew his baby mother for 49 years. He died at 50. So, when you know somebody for 49 years, yeah, that's your baby mother, but that's more so like family, so she's not telling me this. I'm getting it from family.
Okay.
This is Shawty's family. So just how the FBI called and told Lashina that Muwak got arrested, and then it hit the news, like they got to tell the family about the investigation. This is what I'm thinking about. And the reason why I'm saying my source is reliable is because they haven't lied yet.